Hey everyone, this is Daniel. I want to talk about more accessibility features being added to Sequence Storm, namely stuff for vision impaired and blind people. So
Done loading.
to do this,
Press any button.
I'm gonna run the game, but I'm gonna move the window off the screen so I can still record it for you guys, but I can't see it. Don't mind all the debugging stuff I know is on there. That's just development crap. You see when you first run the game, you're going to hear narration. And if I hit
Welcome to Sequence Storm, main menu. To turn on narration, press the Y button while at the main menu.
So just the first time you run the game, you're going to hear instructions on how to turn narration on. So I'm going to do that.
Main menu, vertical menu with 5 items, selected, new game button. Press the A button to activate. Press up and down to select other items.
So obviously there's
Arcade button. Press the A options
narration
button.
for all the menus.
Press the A button to activate.
I'm going to be talking over. We're going to go to options.
Vertical menu with 20 items.
And I have
game mode selection. Accessibility. Button. Accessibility
I know the first
options.
thing.
Vertical menu with 25
I know the first thing
items.
on the menu is
Selected.
accessibility.
Narration
So I'm going to go there.
Box. Checked.
Narration is
Provides
on.
narration speed selection.
Narration
Select
speed.
faster. Fastest.
I see how you get used to the narration being fast. I'm used to it on this setting. I might even add a faster setting.
Narration volume, value 7. Adjust the volume of narration. Press left and right to change.
So this is like how the menus work. I can hear the narration. I know the
Audio cues button.
The next
audio cues used in audible cues mode. Press the A button to activate.
This audio cues thing has to do with the game mode that I've added. I'm still working on, and it's the game mode that lets you play without being able to see what's going on the screen.
Audio cues options. Vertical menu with 19 items. Selected. Column 0.
So if
selection.
you don't know what
Selected.
Sequence Storm is like, it's a
Sound
rhythm
associated
game.
with the left track.
There's a lot of different
Press up and down to
inputs.
select other items.
And how the mode works is that there's a whole bunch of different sounds associated with each of the 9 different inputs, which can be a lot, and I'm going to talk about that later. But
column 0 panning, value minus. Column
right
1 sound
now,
selection. Column 1 panning. Column 2
there's
sound
just
selection.
9 different
Select column 2
sounds,
panning, value
and
4.
you
Column
can
3
adjust
sound
which
selection.
sounds
Selected.
and like where
Column
they're
3
panned.
Value 5.
So
Press
it
left and
actually
right to
really
change.
helps to try to play this with headphones on, because it helps a lot to hear that panning back and forth on all these different sounds.
Column 0 panning.
And these
Column
settings,
0
they're
sound
going to make
select
sense
button.
later
Press
when
the
I
A button to
actually go to
activate.
play. I'm going to leave everything defaults right now.
Accessibility options. Vertical menu with 25 items.
So,
Select options.
on the
Vertical
main
menu with 20
options
items.
menu,
Game mode selection. Selected.
yeah, there's a
Visible
game mode
cues.
selection
Visible game mode
where you
notes
can
appear on the
choose
track.
between the
Press
2
left and
main
right to
modes.
change.
There's the visible cues, which is the default, and then there's also
Audible cues. Warning. This feature is still being tested. The tutorials don't support it properly. No
right.
cues are audible. This is the blind accessible mode.
Yeah, so this is the mode I'm listening to right now. I'm going to switch over to that.
Main menu.
Go back to the
Vertical
main menu.
with 5 items. Selected. Option. Arcade button. New game button. Press the A
So,
button to activate.
I'm not going to
Select
play
timing
through
difficulty.
any of
This can be
the...
changed at any time in options. Vertical menu with 4 items.
Oh,
Selected.
okay.
Moderate button. Strict button. 4
Strict
players
button,
with rhythm game
obviously.
experience. Press mission selection.
Okay, so
Grid
here's
missions.
the mission
Standard
screen.
mission difficulty.
Like
Current
the
mission is allowed to
narration
last 50
said
credits.
before, the
Tutorial. Not
tutorials
Press the A
don't
button to
really
start the mission.
support
Press the
the
direction to select
audible
another mission.
cues mode.
Press the left and right triggers to change the mission difficulty.
So I'm going to
Press the
exit
B button
out of
to go back.
the mission selection.
Main menu. Vertical
Back to
menu
main
with 5
menu.
items. Arcade button.
I'm going to go to
Press the A button
arcade.
to activate. Arcade. Press left and right to select a track. Press up and down to change the difficulty. Click the right stick for more information.
Alright, we're going to choose
Beginner difficulty.
beginner difficulty. This track should be alright to demonstrate.
Race options. Press start
When
button
we
to
hit
start
A,
mode. B
we
button to
get
go back.
to...
Vertical menu with 4 items. Selected. Mode selection. Selected. Speed. Press left and right to score.
So I want to just do score mode. I don't want to do a race.
Loading track.
So what's going to happen is I'm going to hear cues and I'm expected to repeat those cues. I'm going to try to hold my controller close to the mic so you can actually hear what I'm doing. Whoops. So all of these different sounds correspond to different inputs. I won't go too into depth with all that, but you can hear that it, for 4 beats, it plays a pattern, and then I repeat the pattern on the controller in time with the music. Now, I am just kind of testing this mode right now. I'm not 100% sure that I like it. One issue is that the difficulty doesn't scale extremely well. The harder, it just gets hard fast. It just becomes a, I don't know, kind of a Simon Says type of game. And I think after this I should show you there's other accessibility options to make it easier. Or I'll just talk about it now. There's, whoops. There's an option to reduce the 9 inputs down to 4, and that greatly simplifies the game. So these percussive sounds, I totally lost it. Those correspond to shoulder buttons and triggers, while these scratch sounds correspond to the 2 thumbsticks. And that low kick drum, that corresponds to the A button. So I did it.
Results. Success. 80.1% accuracy. Press the A
Okay.
button to continue.
That's fine. This screen doesn't quite give you a ton of information. It's not quite done as far as narration goes, but you should be able to find out more information about how you did. So I hit A,
Press left and right to select a track.
go back to the
Press up and down to
arcade.
change the difficulty. Click the right stick for more information.
So now I want to do something that doesn't work that well.
Get your love and get out. Rated A. Race
I'm
options.
going to play a race. Now, if you know about this game, you know it's not just a rhythm game, it also has a racing mode, and that's, the entire story campaign is based on the racing mode. So we're going to start this race.
Loading track.
And
3rd place.
this is where a lot of work needs to be done. You can hear the cars near me. However,
4th place.
they're getting ahead of me.
5th place.
Wow. Now I can hold the B button down to boost. The thing is
Fourth
that
place.
you're supposed to be able to steer when you do this.
3rd place.
And
2nd place. 1st place.
Oh, I'm in first place. That was a good boost. However, I could have just ran into a wall. There's not a lot of... Okay. I'm gonna... You can hear when the other... Oops. Cars kind of catch up with you. It's hard for me to tell how far behind me they are, but this level of difficulty I have it set on is not exactly competent at the game, so they might not catch up. Oops. Let's see if they catch up. But the real issue with this mode is that you don't get any sense that we're on a racetrack and that we're racing. So how do I solve that problem for making all the game mechanics? Even the environment that we're in, like, I'll have to describe that for players.
2nd place.
Oh, they caught up with me. I didn't even hear it.
3rd place.
Yeah, there they are.
4th place. 5th place.
Yep, they caught up. Alright, I did terrible.
Results. Success. Finished
Success.
in 1 minute 42.541 seconds.
Again,
Press the A
this
button to continue.
screen isn't telling us where I scored. Okay. Let me turn that down so we can talk. So anyway, that's the issue, one of the many issues that I need to talk about, and I almost had a list of So the racing mode. How on earth do I, when you're actually steering on the racetrack, how do I, in sound, describe, the environment and the cars that are nearby, obstacles? Frankly, I kind of don't know, but I want to at least try to make all that work. Can't even hear or get a sense that you're on a track that's twisting and turning, and so if all you're doing is listening to the game, you don't get any of that. I'm gonna... Where am I? Oh, I went away from that. Okay.
Arcade. Press main menu. Vertical menu with 5 items.
I'm gonna look
Selected.
at
Arcade button.
accessibility
Press the A
stuff
button to
again.
activate. Continue button. Press the A button to activate. Arcade button. Options button.
Options.
Press the A button to activate. Options. Vertical menu with 20. Accessibility options. Vertical menu with 25 items. Selected. Narration speed
There's
selection.
narration speed,
volume.
volume.
Audio cues. Button.
Setting audio cues, we
High
already
contrast
went
mode
there.
checkbox. Not checked. Darken the background environment. Press the
Okay.
A button to toggle.
High contrast mode, that helps people who just have issues with just being in, like, if you, I don't know, what am I trying to say? Right, just makes things easier to see.
Slower movement speed checkbox.
Slower
Not
movement
checked.
speed, that
Reduce the
one.
movement speed in races. Press the A button to toggle.
one
Column
as
0
well.
no color selection. Select
There's
column 1 no color selection. Column 2 no
color
color
selection
column 3
for
no
all
color
these,
select.
but they're
No color
kind of
selection.
irrelevant because I
Selected.
can't see the
Gray. Left
screen.
line color selection. Selected. Orange. Press right line colors. Use default colors button. Press the A button to activate. Reduce note frequency checkbox. Not checked.
Now,
Reduces the
these are
overall
some
amount of
other
notes.
options that can actually be used along with the audible cues mode to make things easier. I'm gonna scroll over that
Use
again.
default. Reduce note frequency checkbox. Not checked. Reduces the overall amount of notes.
Yeah,
Press the A
reduce
button to
note
toggle.
frequency. This option, it just takes out a lot of the notes, so it just generally makes things easier.
Fewer rhythm controls checkbox. Not checked. Reduces the number of rhythm inputs from 9 to 4.
This is the
Rhythm
option
use
that
full column
removes
notes. Press the A button
more
to
than
toggle.
half of the inputs and leaves you with just the shoulder buttons and triggers as rhythm controls. That really simplifies things down, because when I first started playing this audio-only mode, it was very hard to kind of wrap my head around all the sounds and how they map to all the 9 different inputs. So it can be a lot, even if you're playing the game by sight. I know a lot of people are just like, it's overwhelming, even just the normal game. So this option tries to address those players.
Generous timing mode checkbox. Not checked. Makes notes much easier to hit.
Yeah.
Removes bad judgments for pressing the wrong note. Increases the timing window for hitting notes. Removes the penalty for releasing hold notes late. Press the A button to toggle.
I'm hoping you heard that. Yeah, this option, it just makes it so you can hit notes really late. If you know you missed a note, just mash it and you'll get it.
Disable holds checkbox. Not
Disable
checked.
holds,
Do not require holding down note buttons. Press the A button to toggle.
Holds are already disabled in the audio mode just because I don't think that I found that when you're dealing with audio, there's really only like one stream of information, so I don't know how I would convey the player needs to hold a button, so I've just removed holds.
No simultaneous notes checkbox. Not checked. Do
And
not
also,
require pressing multiple rhythm buttons at
this
once.
option removes
does not work with
simultaneous
orange and blue line
inputs,
notes.
but
Use this in conjunction with fewer rhythm
I'm
controls.
doing that
Press the A
anyway
button to
in
toggle.
the audio-only mode, just because it's very... Hearing a stream of sounds is one thing, but hearing 2 sounds at once is like 10 times harder to understand. So in testing right now, I'm just removing multiple simultaneous inputs.
Rhythm helper clap checkbox. Not checked. Rhythm helper clap sound is always on.
Oh, help a clap
Rolling.
sound.
Helper clap is only on in beginner. Rumble on note selection. Selected.
Rumble,
Off.
okay.
Press left and right to change.
So that's about it for how this mode works, and what I want to do with this series, is a series, I don't know. I want to just play through the game and show you the features as they're developed, right? Like I said, the tutorials aren't updated yet to actually describe the gameplay, but hopefully with this video and me describing these options, and if you actually play the game and go to the audio cues menu, you can hear the sounds and
Rumble on beat
Back
selection.
there.
Rumble when using back button. Narration checkbox. Narration volume. Value audio cues button.
Let me go
Edit
back to the audio
options.
cues menu.
Vertical menu with 19 items. Selected. Column 0 sound selection. Selected. Bass drum. The sound associated with the left trigger. Press left and right to
right.
change.
So for
Press up
each
and
of
down to
these
select all
audio
items.
menu options,
Column 0 panning. Value minus
there's
5.
the panning.
Column 1 sound selection.
Like for
Selected.
column 1.
Snare. The sound associated with the left shoulder button.
Left shoulder
Press left
button,
and right to
right?
change.
So in this menu, you can discover what all
Column
the
1 panning.
sounds
Value
are
minus
and
4. Press left and right to change.
which controls they're mapped to.
Column 2 sound selection. Selected. Clap.
So
The
like
sound associated with the right shoulder button.
That
Press
clap
left
is
and right to
associated
change.
with right shoulder
Column
button.
2, column 3 sound selection, selected, hi-hat, the sound associated with the right trigger, press left, and
Hi-hats
to
on
change.
right trigger, etc. So you can kind of get an idea of what is associated with what. Anyway, wow, I'm gonna edit this and see how rambling it is. I don't. Oh, there's a camera up there. This is really bizarre, like playing without watching, but I've been doing it for a while. I'm kind of getting used to it. It's interesting, it's fun, it's a weird way to play. But hopefully the ultimate goal is that it just allows more people to play the game. And so you can check out this build of the game right now. It's on Steam, and I'll give a link. The demo is free, and the demo contains all the stuff that we've seen here. So anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you check out the game, and I'll see you next time. Bye.